Nicaragua, 12 hours from the UK, it's Central America's least travelled country.
Nicaragua claims its wildlife can rival that of its neighbour Costa Rica. Plus, it has vast wilderness, huge rainforests and the world's largest freshwater island. So why did only 50,000 people pay a visit here last year compared to the 1.3 million who went to Costa Rica? It could have something to do with the country's reputation for political unrest, its infamous links with drugs running, or, more than likely, the fact that you've never actually given Nicaragua a second thought.
Nicaragua has had a turbulent history. Ever since Christopher Columbus discovered Central America in 1502, the British, Americans, Spanish and Mexicans have meddled in its affairs. But more recently, Nicaragua found itself in hot water with its superpower neighbour. In the 1970s, the Marxist Sandinistas seized power here to the dismay of Ronald Reagan's US administration, which decided to bankroll their opposition, the Contras. There was civil war here for almost a decade. But in 1990, the warring sides laid down their arms when a democratic government was elected in Managua. Whilst today there's political stability, nature is still very vocal and can be a bit of a tyrant.
The Mauritius Mountains are the most densely active volcanic range in the Americas. In total, there are 21 volcanoes, 5 of which are active, including this one, the baby of the family, Cerro Negro. This is Volcano Cerro Negro,
yeah,
one of many along here.
Yeah, one of many along here, but this is very special because this is it's the youngest. It's the youngest volcano of Nicaragua and the youngest volcano of the Western Hemisphere.
And how when you say young,
well,
how old?
It's only 154 years old.
Really?
Yeah. It was, if you can say it like that, it was born the 10th of April of the year 1850. And you can imagine before that there was nothing here.
All those things you feel.
There's very little tourist infrastructure here, so you'll need to be adaptable. My package includes transfers. It's a 2-hour drive and an hour-long flight from the Mauritius Mountains to Lake Nicaragua and the Los Guatusos Wildlife Reserve. Los Guatusos is a gallery rainforest running along the rivers which drain Lake Nicaragua. There are 365 species of birds here, along with big cats and caimans.
Now, believe it or not, this tree marks the international border between Nicaragua and Costa Rica. We're not going to cross over too far. Our drivers are very nervous about that. But what's rather interesting is the fact that Nicaragua is the largest country here in Central America, with 3 times the rainforest that Costa Rica has to offer, purely because of the size of the country. But Costa Rica is still considered the mecca of ecotourism.
To get the most out of what's around you, you'll need a guide with you. Mine is Richard. If you're amongst the lucky ones, you'll see jaguars here. But whatever wildlife you spot, you'll be unlikely to see any other tourists.
Is that the chatter of monkeys I hear?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Some howler monkeys just in the second row of trees, a little bit far from them.
Oh, I can see. What kind of a monkey?
Howler.
A howler?
Howler monkey, yes. It's for the noise that the male makes. Let's see if we can get him to respond to us.
You do monkey calls?
Yeah, I speak a little bit of howler, yeah.
You do?
Nothing. Occasionally they get a bit lazy at this time of day when
Are you sure, Richard?
Yes.
Do you have a meal here? That's fantastic. He's talking back to you.
Yeah. He doesn't feel too much of a threat because it's a little bit in the forest still.
Do it again.
basically mocking me.
He's mocking you?
Yeah, if he was a little bit closer, he'd be more aggressive. But...
So he's a mick-taking monkey.
No doubt Nicaragua's natural beauty and wildlife will attract visitors, but it's also a source of inspiration to its people. I'm heading to a group of islands in the eastern corner of Lake Nicaragua. In the 1970s, a priest set up an artist colony here and taught 12 local farmers how to paint. This is the home of one of those original farmers, whose distinctive paintings now draw tourists to these islands.
Don Rodolfo, this theme is very common in your work. So can you explain to me what's going on in this picture and who this gentleman is?
Antes, él fue un depredador de los animales y cuando él murió, entonces Dios lo regresó. Dice, ahora vas a ir a cuidar los animales de los demás cazadores.
Rodolfo's paintings are exhibited all over the world and sell for up to $500. The Solentiums are remote islands. There's no electricity here, roads or telephones. I stayed at the Refugio Mancaron. The accommodation is very basic, just a bed and a shower that pumps lake water. But that's all part of its charm.
Like many other places on the islands, the hotel is a community project. The staff here have been elected by the head of the community, and any money the hotel makes is ploughed directly back into the community. But like everywhere else we visited, you will need a guide with you here unless you speak excellent Spanish. The staff here speak no English. That doesn't stop them making you feel incredibly welcome.
Nicaragua is very much a third world country. The lives people live here couldn't be further removed to the ones we live back home. The one thing they do here is practice the word community to the core of its very meaning. Nobody here is out for personal gain. Everything that you acquire, you share with your family and then the wider community. And as trite as that may sound, you can't help but be impressed by that when you visit here.